Hey guys, what's up? How are you all doing today, you beautiful, lovely people? It's crazy how time flies. It has officially been a full year since I started this YouTube channel. First video was posted on this channel a year ago, and boy, has a lot of stuff changed since then. Man, it's gonna be super late, but I decided to do this one real quick and give a quick giveaway to my loyal fans, the ones who happen to be up and deciding to join us. So hopefully you guys are gonna be on here, and I'll see if I'll probably do something else sometime later in the week. But I got to get my videos out and stuff taken care of. But I wanted to make sure to put something together and actually show up today. So why the hell not? What have I been talking about a lot lately? Been helping a lot of people related to getting their stuff for their relationships. Hey, what's up? Welcome. It's been officially a year, and out here getting ready to start talking about some really cool stuff. So if you have any like questions or want to talk, just talk up in the chat because I'm doing a little giveaway, giving away some monies to people who put their Cash App in the chat. Ego. There's my winner from the last stream. Ego, it's been officially a year since I started the YouTube channel, man. It's the 1 year anniversary today. That started everything. Hope you got yourself something nice from the last giveaway. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to just come on, talk to you guys and just reminisce about what's happened over the last year. I mean, I've had conversations with literally dozens of people from the channel, one-to-ones. I do a lot of one-to-one sessions with people, and I've helped a lot of people manifest relationships, either relationships with their specific person. I've helped other people get over their exes. Inspection renewal. Okay, all right, that's what's up. I'm glad I could help. Yeah, we've gone through a lot over the year. I've helped a lot of people make a lot of more money. Hey, Carla, everything's going good. Two of my favorite live stream attendees here. Yeah, I don't really know what I want to talk about too much. How's everything going with you guys? What's up with you? What's new with you? I know mommy's waiting for me to come out so I can get her some, so we can eat some food together. Oh, one big thing that I haven't talked to you guys about was that oh shoot, yeah, the Pizza Angels. Okay, Pizza Angels, if you go to Imagear, I'll put it in the chat, img.com. Imager. Actually, let me just find them myself and I'll put it in the chat. Imager.com. If you go to imgur.com and then search up free Pizza Angels. Oops. What the hell did I just do? Search up free Pizza Angels. They do it every Friday or Thursday. Free Pizza Angels. Hashtag free Pizza Angels. When was the last one that went up? Yeah, it was on Friday. They do it on Fridays. Free Pizza Angels. They give away pizza. Here's the latest post. And they let you know how you can donate. Put it in the chat. There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, it is, Mr. Daniel. I need to block the blue and all the haters and all that stuff. So today, since today is the 1 year anniversary, I'm doing a giveaway. So I have a couple of extra giveaways I need to do to make it over my 20% income giveaway. So drop your Cash App in the chat or whatever system you use, Cash App or your PayPal in the chat, and I'll be sending out money to people. Haterade is blue. Yeah, Greaterade is orange. How have you been, Daniel? What have you been up to, man? I was thinking about you earlier this week. And what are you up to, Carla? What have you been up to? I love having you in these streams. Been the same. What have you been up to? I've had some people coming up with some really crazy stuff, like, oh, Kareem. Oh God, Daniel, Kareem. Kareem finally messaged her. He finally went around and messaged her, and guess what? She messaged him back. So he finally got a message back from her. Kareem manifested a message back. I got a whole bunch of other clients that manifested messages back. Okay, we got Strawberry Shortcut. Yeah, drop your cash apps in the chat. I'm going to be giving away money. Yeah, he finally got off the fence after we pestered him time after time after time. He finally did it, and she messaged him today. All right, Tasty Cakes D1. Well, Strawberry Shortcake, you're going to be one of my selections. Bum, 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 bum. And I get my codes so I can start doing some giveaway. Yeah, I'm so proud of him. He finally did it. Yeah, today, again, if you guys are just tuning in, today is the 1-year anniversary for the channel. So as a thanks to everybody, doing a giveaway. So we're doing a cash giveaway. So anybody who wants to be entered, just drop your cash app in the chat. Drop your cash app in the chat and let us know, like, what have you been manifesting? How long have you been watching? What have you been doing? Daniel's gotten money from me before. Yours was just an ask. I was super proud of you. I was like, Daniel, what's this? Oh. All right, let's do this. All right, first amount going out is to Strawberry Shortcake. $50 to Strawberry Shortcake. Thanks for viewing. Wait, why is it not typing in? What's going on here? Hello? There we go. Finally, I don't know why it took so long. What's going on there? Candy Cakes D1. Why aren't you coming up? Candy Cakes D1. Okay. Oh, Candy Cakes D1. Oh, Miss Strawberry Shortcake. That's pretty cool. What have you been doing? What methods have you been using to help you manifest your man? Your SP. Oh, that's one other thing that I like advise people to stop using is the term SP, because if you use the term SP, that's under the assumption that that person is not your partner. So I'm manifesting my boyfriend. I'm manifesting my girlfriend. Why? Because you're clarifying the position that you are in relation to this person. When you use terms like 3P and SP, you're casting that person in the wrong light. I don't talk about my partner as SP. She's my partner. Like use those terms. And that's one of the things that happens in like the whole manifestation community that really gets people like tripped up. Don't do that. Don't do that. 3P? No, that's an ex or a stranger. I don't know who that person is. Therefore, we don't talk about it. Oh, you finally finished up the tracking sheet. Okay. French to English news article analyzer. Okay, that's interesting. Who said you couldn't enter again? Did I say you couldn't enter again, Ego? You showed up. You've been a longtime supporter. I got no problem letting you win twice. Anyway, where did you guys go? Where did I just put you? Because I just had you all disappear on screen. Where did I place all of you beautiful, lovely people? Okay, there you are. There you go, my husband. Now you're doing it right. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, either way, I'll enter you in via PayPal. Yeah, I'm having trouble trying to do it right now on my desktop, and I'm using my phone too. I'm gonna. What is your IG shortcake? Send me your IG. I'll DM you directly. Put your IG in the chat, shortcake. There you go, Ego. That's what's up. Do. Oh man, it's been a fun little week. It has been a fun little week for sure. Christy Ward, the Conk Man. I don't care about that. Let's do this again. Ask any questions that you guys have right now about manifesting stuff. I actually had a client I'm having a conversation with earlier today about he is now getting ready for a lawsuit with his employer for like a bunch of really bad reasons. Cakes D1. Why is it not letting me put it in? Yeah, I don't get it right here. So Shortcake, I'm going to send you yours in just a moment. Any person that I'm selecting for this, you guys are going to get paid shortly after the stream because I got to use my phone for it. But enter your enter your Cash App down in the chat, and I will enter you in for the giveaway for this. Doing a little mini giveaway. Yeah, it's getting late today. What else have you guys been up to? You can add your PayPal info. I know I have it inside of my PayPal. The last time that you won something from one of our live Q&As, but stick it in there so that I just have it because there's so few. You guys, you pretty much all of y'all are gonna end up winning. Man, I hope Carla's still on here because Carla's been showing up to all the stuff. I hope Carla can't send you money if you don't enter, Carla. Yeah, because I have money earmarked to give away, baby. Did you post your IG? I didn't see it. I didn't get your IG. Or you can just hit me up on IG Strawberry Shortcake, Ryan Hall TV at Ryan Hall TV. Carla, hello. We're talking about giving away money, Carla. Throw your Cash App in the down in the chat. Put your Cash App. Yeah, go ahead and send me a message directly on I don't need to support myself on here. Yeah, give me your IG stuff. Oh, she probably left for the stream. Oh, that's fine. I got your info. Candy Cakes D1. Got you. No, Carla. Carla. All right. Well, Carla, if you have do you have IG? Hit me up on IG, Carla. Cuz I have very few of you guys on here, so I might as well just make this such a giving and loving and caring strawberry shortcake. Candy cakes? My IG, I just put it in there in the chat. It's at Ryan Hall TV. Yeah, send me a message on IG, Carla. Oh, I'm glad you love him. I'm glad you love him, Elizabeth. Drop your Cash App in the chat, Elizabeth. Now you get to talk to me, and I'm doing a giveaway. So I'm doing a little giveaway. So throw your Cash App down in the chat to be entered in for the giveaway as a thank you, because we're at our 1 year anniversary for the channel. I'm glad that you're watching me. Yeah. So for any people who are selected, I'm gonna be sending it off right after I get off this stream because I can't. Cash App isn't letting me put people's Cash Apps directly here on my laptop, so I got to do it from my phone. And right now, I record via my phone. So just drop your Cash App down in the chats. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. Hello, any other viewers. Welcome, everybody. It's been a fun year. You all have been absolutely wonderful and amazing. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Here, actually. Yeah. Because you lovely viewers, all you people with your support, giving me the opportunity to help you guys with your relationships. It's been wonderful and amazing. And because of all of you, I had the opportunity to be able to launch my relationship coaching business, which has been absolutely wonderful and amazing. So this is just my way of giving back and it's giving thanks for all you guys. So drop your Cash App in the comments to get entered in for the giveaway. No, you don't have to give me any personal information, Carla. That's why I said just send me a message for you since you don't have Cash App. Just send me a message on IG, and then I'll get you taken care of there. I'll figure out something with you. I might need some personal information, which is why I need to talk to you over on IG so I can send you over money because there's only a certain number of ways I can send money. So it might just be like your email or something if you have Zelle. Oh, well, yo, Candy Cakes, ask your question in the chat. Mm, Ask your question in the chat, Candy Cakes, Miss Strawberry Shortcake. There was a statement that I made a little bit earlier, and somebody just asked me a question. Any tips? I just found out that my husband stays with the 3P, and I'm trying not to spiral out. I keep persisting. You got to understand the terms and phrases. That person isn't a 3P. Stop using that phrase. Whenever you use those phrases, whenever you say or give somebody a specific title or make a specific statement, you are what you're doing is you are solidifying the relationship you have between them. If I say that somebody is my boss, that means that they're my employee. Okay, then put your PayPal there, Elizabeth. Put your PayPal inside of the chat if you can. Hmm. So back to what I was saying, talking about for this. If you, how do I describe this? If you if you find yourself in a situation where you're referring to any person as your SP and another person as your 3P, that means that they're a third party. You are giving them a title that keeps them solidified in that position. If I continue to say that somebody is my boss, no matter what I say, that person is my boss. If I say this person that works with me is my coworker, they stay and remain my coworker. And if I want to change my position in the company and my position in work, I have to decide that I'm going to be different. And when I assume a different position in the company and I like instate myself as a different position, that person is no longer my boss. That person is no longer my coworker. They get reclassified in their relationship with me. Now that's not my coworker. That's either my former coworker or maybe it's my subordinate, somebody who's beneath me. And now the boss, the person who's the boss, might be a manager that's beneath you. So you need to make sure that whatever title that you give, if you know your position, you need to classify that person correctly. So when anybody comes to me and they talk about a 3P, no, it's not a third party. What you're referring to is that's your person's X. And when you refer to them as your ex, that means that you're assuming the identity of what? The wish fulfilled. Who are you as the individual? Oh, I'm the wife, I'm the girlfriend, I'm the boyfriend, I'm the husband. Because if you're the husband or the boyfriend, then there is no third party. There's just an ex or a stranger or somebody who doesn't know who they are. If you know who they are, everybody else will see who they are. Because when I had to deal with stuff related to me and my partner, she had thought who like she knew who that person was. I knew that person's identity. I'm like, no, that's not your partner. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know that person doesn't care about you. That's not the case. And by holding that assumption, it was only a matter of time before she understood how he viewed her. And my thought on everybody in the situation is the one that prevailed. I saw her as my partner. I saw this dude as just a stranger, as just somebody who was there, who had came and gone. And by holding the assumption that I knew who everybody was in the situation, it was only a matter of time before everybody else understood what I already knew. And the same case goes for you. If you know that you're going to be a manager in the company, you already know that you're the manager. You start acting like the manager and you will be put into the position of being a manager. Somebody higher up will move and put you into that space. The owner of the business will put you into that space. Same thing happens in relationships. If you see yourself as somebody's wife or as somebody's husband, you hold that assumption, and then everybody else around that person and that person will move you into that position. Does aiming high always mean it's going to take more time to manifest? Because I'm aiming high. Depends on what you mean by aiming high. Whatever you focus on that you want, the time will be in relation to what the thing is and what's the natural growth cycle of that thing. If you want to be a billionaire, naturally the time horizon to become a billionaire is going to be longer than the time horizon to become a millionaire, because of just the nature of the size and what needs to shift in the world. Because people to become billionaires, the timeline will usually be anywhere low end, maybe 5 years, high end, 10 to 20 years. But the people who really want to become a billionaire, they're so focused on that it doesn't matter. They're going to move along that route. Millionaire, you can end up becoming a millionaire within days. Like, that's very possible. There are people who make millions very quickly. There are tons of different opportunities. Before, it was just mostly through the lottery and lawsuits. Those were like the quick ways that people had for large windfalls of money to come to them, and then inheritance from somebody who died. But then there are other cases of like ways that people have been uncovering for that in forms of like stock trading, options trading. Crypto is another one. Building online businesses like TikTok shops, like building drop shipping businesses, those kinds of things, building stuff related to AI. All of these are other opportunities that have sprung up over the past few years that have given us the ability to rapidly shift wealth into our lives and into our favor. So, depending on what you mean by aim high, there are opportunities that can happen within a relatively quick period of time. So, it's like a thing on a case by case basis. If what you're saying is high is not necessarily like outlandish or out there, or it's something that's relatively close to your believability, what you believe is possible, then it's going to happen faster. So for somebody who already knows a certain number of people who've made a few $100,000 in crypto or a few $1 million in crypto, their belief in being able to make millions within a short period of time is higher. So for them, the actual act of manifesting being in a position of making millions will take a lot less time, because they don't view it as something that's super high and outlandish, and it'll manifest for them much quicker than for other people. So it's a matter of, what do you currently have access to in your like your sphere of believability, which is a reference point with not only you but the people around you. So for me, I know that making 10 to 20 to 30 to $40,000 to $100,000 a month is very doable, because I know a lot of people who do that. I know a lot of people who've done like a few million a year. So that number isn't outlandish to me, because I've been in the world of startups. I've been in the world of venture capital. I've been in the world related to crypto and tech. I worked at a tech startup for like over a year and a half. I worked at a coding and startup nonprofit where I worked specifically to train people to move into tech or to start their own startups. And we also helped minority founders get access to funding. So I know rapid wealth, and I know people who've made a lot of money within a relatively short period of time. Like, I was there when one founder came up with an idea at one of our conferences and pitched his first investor there. And that company, what was it? It was the exact numbers of what that company's valuation is. That company has raised over $106 million over several rounds of funding. And the last deal size that they had was they raised an additional $10.5 million. What is the company valuation? What's the valuation? The hell's the valuation? They're doing 20 million in revenue a year. What is the company valuation? I think the last company valuation was around 300, was north of 300 million. And I was there when he came up with the idea. So being able to sit with founders at the very early stages, of like company creation, I know what's possible. I've watched it. I've watched people go from idea to hundreds of millions. Mm, hmm. Okay. Questions, comments, observations on any of this stuff? I'm here for support. And if anybody else, make sure if I chose you and I said something, like send me a message like you, Elizabeth. I already got the shortcake and I got ego. Elizabeth and Carla, send me a message on Instagram or see if you can put the your PayPal inside of the chat. And if you guys are just tuning in, I'm doing a quick giveaway. I'm doing a quick giveaway to celebrate my 1 year anniversary of the YouTube channel. So put your Cash App in the chat if you want to get entered. Does perspective matter? Does like being unimpressed with 100K make it easier to manifest? Yes, because you're going to talk about 100K more. You're not going to put as much emotion into it. You're like kids might freak out over $5. Like, oh my god, I got $5. Oh my god, I got $20. How do you think about $20? The more you have the perspective where the amount, you know how much money you want flowing through your experience, and you consider amounts less than that to be normal that flow through your experience, the easier it is for more to come into your experience. I'm a bit burnt out about this manifestation stuff. What's a clean way to restart and increase the odds of tangible results? Um, Number one, taking a little vacation and break, because usually if you're burnt out with the manifestation stuff, you're probably just burnt out in general. A lot of people are just burnt out and they haven't given themselves a chance to like reset and relax. So that's number one. Number two is going to events. One of the easiest ways to reset and increase the odds for tangible results is to put yourself in spaces where you're able to bathe and bask in the energy of other people. And it doesn't have to necessarily be, yeah, strawberry shortcake. I already answered your question. I already answered your question earlier. Oh, actually gave another question. I'm sorry. Let me read your question in a moment. Oh yeah. So if you want tangible results, one of the ways to do it if you're getting burned out is that you haven't fueled up on other people's energy. So one way that helps out a lot is to just be around other people physically. So going to conferences, going to retreats, going to like an in-person event is probably one of the best things that you can do, because then you have the energy of all the other people in the space. That's why Joe Dispenza does the big ass Joe Dispenza retreats with all those people there, because the energy is generated by all these other people. That's why concerts have like this vibe or this power where people feel like overwhelmed, because all of this energy is just being like pushed around. So if you want to help yourself since you're burnt out, it's usually because you put out a lot of your own energy and haven't had a way of recharging. I definitely suggest going to physical events. And this could be going to a yoga studio. This could be going as simple as a yoga studio. You could check to see if there are any spiritual events in your area around you. Hell, if you want to go even easier and want the free route, go to church. Like church is super powerful. That works really well. Or go to a retreat, like a Joe Dispenza retreat or something like that. I'm doing a retreat, but you don't have to go to my retreat because my retreat's in New York and all that stuff. And that's in September. It's September 12th to the 14th. Um, but like if you just want like cool, nice results, I would suggest going to some sort of retreat. Retreat, conference. There goes my thing turning on the orange light stuff. Um Being around other people. Spend some time around other people. Bask in their energy, and it'll help you out. It's one of the things that's helped me out. If I ever feel burnt out or like I'm lagging with energy, I go to be around other people, and it helps out immensely. because then I feel recharged and stuff happens much quicker. That's why we also have the principle of the mastermind, which is why we do the weekly lives in the community. The reason why we do the weekly lives in the community is because we give people the opportunity to experience having all those people pour their energy into one person. Has a big impact and a big difference on like how quickly people get results. That's why Daniel, Kevin came back to the group like what 2 weeks ago, and he let us know like that. I don't know if you remember when he was talking about like the problem property, the boutique hotel and ranch that he had over in California that was bleeding money for him. When we put the energy out for him, sure enough, last time we talked about it, he mentioned that number one, they solved the problem related to permitting, so they were able to get the permitting taken care of. Uh, and they got an influx of cash from a new investor so that they were able to, relax, and he didn't have to keep shelling out money like he was doing before. And now they're doing the repairs and the fixes related to the permitting so that they can open back up and start like handling weddings. And right after we had the call and conversation, like hours later or the next day, he had somebody come in who's a potential buyer for the entire property. And that was a problem property that he had that he wanted to either like offload or get rid of. And now it was literally moving in the right direction. And he now has a potential exit. So that happened for him. So being around other people and basking in the energy, super good, super helpful. That's why I love having the school community, because it gives people the opportunity to. And I don't think I've talked about the school community much on the channel, but we have a school community for anybody that wants to join. The way that most people get into it is that you book a one-to-one session with me, and then I have a package deal where you get either the lifetime membership or 3 months comped by booking a one-to-one session for the community. Now, what was your question? He viewed my profile a few days after 1 year of no contact. Any tips? Being manifesting for a month on and off for a year. I mean, what do you want specifically? If he's like checked out your stuff, what do you want? You got to be specific. What do you desire? What do you want him to do? Because people talk about like, well, what do I do? What are my tips? Well, what do you want? Very specifically. That's the first question that you need to answer. Do you want to date this person? Do you want to have them in your house? Like what do you want specifically? Like get specific. Last time I gave away $50 to each person. I'm just doing the giveaway for the stream, so hit me up if you want to enter for it. Ego won the last one, so Ego can let you guys know. Ego won, what was it, the night before last? Details on the retreat. The retreat is happening in New York from September 12th to the 14th. Actually, it might be slightly outside of New York. We're looking at two different venues. There's one venue in New York. The other one is in New Jersey, which has a little bit more parking and space. So it's supposed to be a 3-day attraction lab retreat where we're going to be going over helping people remove any blocks that they have related to the relationship. So I've had a lot of ladies who've come to me who've really struggled with like fear and anxiety and feeling like they're not good enough for the relationship. So we're working through any of those blocks, doing guided hypnosis and guided meditations to do that energy work. We're also going to be doing visualization exercises to help you guys with the state akin to sleep. So actually getting you guys deep into there, crafting and creating your scene so you really feel the experiences throughout your body so that you're able to attract the kind of relationship that you want. So you have those tools afterwards, and then help you with the other problems that I found were really common, like communication. How do you set boundaries? How do you actually communicate? What type of communication style you want so that you're not getting ghosted, and you know what it means if somebody's taking a little bit longer to be there for you. But ultimately, by the end of it, you're going to have the right communication style to maintain your relationship and navigate like any difficult SP or 3P situations. We're getting rid of any of the anxiety or fears and self-doubt that you have related to your relationships. and just giving you the opportunity to hear the stories from other people who have been in the manifestation process, so you know that you're not alone. Um, it's going to be a little fun time. So if you want to sleep over, or you want to, we have accommodations for people who want to sleep and stay over, and then for people who live in the area, we have the day pass option. So if you're interested in something like that, just hit me up on IG. I'm not doing a hard push right here. I'll probably mention in the next video and throw in my my application and link. But yeah, that's one of the things we're working on. But so how would we use our emotions when looking at our bank account, having the proper amount? You use your emotions. You're supposed to feel good, so you could do stuff like look at freaking excuse me, Paul McKenna. Paul McKenna has a really good NLP or like hypnosis where he tells people to imagine seeing the numbers in the bank account going up, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good as the numbers go up inside of your bank account. That is probably one of the most effective things. Just imagining seeing those numbers go up inside of your bank account and feeling good in that process. You're supposed to just see it. I recommend doing multiple ways for money to come into your life. So, depending on what you do, you can create and craft scenes that have physical motion related to money. So, like Elmer Locker Jr. has meditations where he tells you to count out physical cash. That works really well. I personally put um, the money that I'm making on a weekly income tracker on the wall. So I will actually physically have something that I will draw in as money comes in. And I know how much I want to make any given week through a broken down, any given month broken down by week. So I know, and I'm imagining and visualizing me putting the numbers on the board. That helps me out. You can see the money coming into your bank account, and then you can also, if you're doing any sort of digital product and stuff like that, or a service, you can see whatever dashboard that you're using going up. So when I want more views and stuff to come into any of my channels, I will sit there and visualize seeing the number of views going up, spiking up on the channels and all that stuff like that. That helps and works out. So whatever dashboard that you're using to track it, or have physical things that you would do in the space related to having money, that works really well. Counting out physical money also helps too. When you count out physical money, money shows up. Uh yeah, robotic confirming. Your end goal is to have him being my husband and staying together and having a baby together. Okay. Well, then you state that state if that's what's important. Your important state is actually not him. So one thing that people get wrong when it comes to working on the process of manifestation is that they put their focus externally, and they try to control the external world through their imagination. It is possible, but it requires a lot of energy. What's far easier is to control your internal state, which is not, hey, this person has to be my thing. It's, who am I? I am this person. I am the wife. I am the husband. And staying in that state, I'm in a wonderful, loving relationship. I feel good. And when you focus on that, you know when you've hit that change, and you know when you're in that state of knowing, because you know the only thing that you're trying to change is yourself, and it has nothing to do with the world outside of you. And that's why Neville told people to focus on the end state, not necessarily to be with a specific person, but to be married, to feel the ring on your finger, to do your visual, your sats, your state akin to sleep as you're going to sleep, visualizing yourself in that ideal relationship. Because when you do that, you're not focusing on the external world. You're only focusing on changing how you feel inside. So when you feel good now, that's what comes back to you. So if you feel like you're in a loving, wonderful, committed relationship, that's what comes up. You feel like you're in the wonderful, committed relationship. So the only thing that comes back to you is circumstances, events, and people who reflect back to you that you're in a wonderful, loving relationship. Although there is a bit of a time delay between when you start putting this out and when it comes up, you stay faithful to the imaginal act and to the feeling until it solidifies. And it doesn't matter what shows up in between because that's just the bridge of incidents, the things that need to happen to get you to where you want to be. And I let people know about all that all the time. Hell, that's even happening right now with one of my clients who's we had a conversation about a potential settlement with his employer, and he was like, I'm so pissed off, they put me on a suspension while they're investigating me for something, and it sounds super weird. And I was like, that does sound weird. Let's talk a little bit about that, because you've been putting out the intention for making more money. And as we talked more and more about it, we began to realize, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds like pretext. That sounds like in employment law, what happens when an employer is getting ready to fire you under like false pretenses, and they're saying that because they want to cover their butt. But that isn't the case, because it was just such a strange statement that they said. And as I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, well, since they did this, like there was one thing that I forgot about, and it was that I got injured at work." And I was like, "Well, what happened?" He was like, "It was really bad. He ended up like injuring his body, and it was so bad that he couldn't move." And this was for several weeks. And then the employer told him like, "Hey, don't tell the doctors that you got injured at work." Red flag. He's classified as a 1099. But his work, the type of work that he's doing, isn't classified as 1099. Second red flag. When he was off, they ended up telling him like, "Hey, you've been off for 3 weeks. Hey, if you don't come back to work, we're gonna fire you." He's not fully healed up, so he had to work while injured. So another red flag and problem, because it exacerbated his problem and his issue, and he had to like take a bunch of pain medications because of it. And I'm like, that's not good. And as we talked more and more about it, he started revealing more and more information. And I'm like, dude, you literally have information for like 5 major lawsuits, which may be like multi-million dollar lawsuits. So this coming week, he's going to be talking to lawyers, because now he has ammo to go after this company for huge settlement, because this has implications where it not only goes to deal with him, but there are consumer class action lawsuits that can come from this, and also another class action lawsuit for all the other employees at the company because of what they've been doing. And this wouldn't have come up if he hadn't had what seemed to be bad, which was him getting placed on suspension pending an investigation that they were doing for some weird strange thing. So things that seem bad only happen because they're bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. He wanted and imagined more money coming into experience. So of course something crazy is going to end up happening. If anybody puts out the intention for more money, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have something strange happen related to their work. Either you're going to start a side hustle, or something strange is going to happen to work. You're either going to get promoted, or you may end up in a position where you have to get another job. And then that job ends up paying you more. Or you end up in a position where you start a business, or something happens, especially if you set out the intention to make more money consistently. Something happens drastically. And that's just the process. That's just how it works. So I have a question. Hear a lot about just holding the state of already having it, but my mind still can't stand that I have something if I physically don't see it. So advice, what does it mean? How can I already feel it? Visualize the techniques. So the point of visualization, especially with Neville Goddard's state akin to sleep, what you're doing is you're practicing how it feels to have the thing. The whole reason why you want anything or you desire anything is because you believe that you're going to feel different in the having of it. If it's a car, you feel as though that you'll feel luxurious and the admiration of other people. If it's a certain way that your body looks, it's because you want to feel better in your body, or you want to feel the admiration of like potential suitors who are into you. If it's money, then it's what you'll feel by having the money, which may be security or joy or freedom and the ability to do what you want. All those things are ultimately symbols that are meant to create a feeling in the body. So when you practice any visualization exercise or any manifestation exercise, your goal is to change your position of how you feel inside of your body. So the point is you want to practice that until stuff starts coming up, and your language will begin to shift once you do that. So people will talk about stuff like what is known as birds before land, where they're like, oh, this is something that came up that seems kind of similar, but it isn't quite what I want. What actually happens is when that stuff shows up, it creates a shift in your language. So I had one client, she would constantly say, I don't see my specific person. I don't see him. I don't see him. Where's my movement? I don't see him. That's the language that she was saying. Now, as she did the imaginal acts, what ended up happening was she started noticing this guy's name popping up everywhere. So she would say, I see Matt. I see Matt everywhere. I see Matt everywhere. Like everywhere I look, I see it written down. I walked over here. I saw Matt over there. I saw it here. I heard people saying it. This person said Matt. It's like his name was coming up everywhere. And I was like, do you not understand what you just said? Your language shifted from, oh, I'm trying to look and see movement. Where's movement? Where is he? From saying that to, I see Matt everywhere. I see him. I saw Matt today. When I walked over here, I saw Matt. I looked and I saw Matt. Because she was repeating that again and again and again, I was like, hey, I need you to look, because I messaged clients on like Marco Polo with like face and voice notes. I told her, I need you to go back and read what we're talking about. I saw Matt. I saw Matt. I saw Matt. And she kept repeating it as we were talking about it. I'm like, I need you to read it. You need to understand that the vibration of you speaking out loud is the same in both scenarios. And she was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I actually did see him. And she was saying it as a fact because she actually saw the word Matt. I saw Matt everywhere. I saw Matt. She kept repeating it again and again and again. 24 hours later, drives into a Target parking lot. Guess who she sees outside the car, parking at the same time as her? Matt. She ends up having a panic attack. In the car, she doesn't feel like she wants to go out. She's freaking out because she's like, I can't believe I saw him. Within 24 hours. Within 24 hours of that whole process, that's what she ended up seeing. So the whole point of repeating something again and again is to change how you feel and ultimately to change your language so you speak differently. Because if you see something in your imagination, you could literally say, I saw myself with this person. We did this. And once you change your language like that, the only thing that could come to you is exactly what you were talking about. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it's a stream to ask questions. And if you want to enter the giveaway, drop your Cash App or email in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Juliana. All right, I'm gonna hurry up and get going. You guys better add your stuff. If you have Cash App or anything like that, drop it in the chat. Last call for it before I get out of here. Y'all are gonna see the post that comes up after I send off all this money. So if you want a piece of it, PayPal, email, or Cash App in the chat. I love Brazil. I have a bunch of boa noite. Boa noite. Boa noite. Tudo bem? I can't wait to go back to Brazil. Yeah. Okay, we had a bit of a fall off in our relationship because of this, and I'm like afraid. I mean, what's the problem? What do you want? You want the person to stay in Brazil? You want to go with them to America? What do you want? Oh, ask your last questions. I'm about to hop off because mommy wants me to go eat because they got food. I haven't seen mommy most of today. Gotta make sure that she's taken care of, given attention. How old are you guys? I want her to stay with me here or go with her. Well, you got to decide on which one you want because those are two completely different things. Do you want to come to America or do you want her to stay with you? How old are you guys? That's the other thing on there. I'm 17 and she's 20. Okay, well, do you want her to stay with you? Are you ready for you two to move in together? Like what? Because her going to the United States might be your opportunity to go move over there with her. Start living over here, baby. My daughter's been messing around with my glasses. Now the glasses look a little funny. Okay. I want her to stay. Okay. Well, then your imaginal act should be you two being together. Although when you create the imaginal act, make sure that you are making it in keeping in mind what her dreams and what her desires are. Because if you're going to be imagining her being there with you, you want to imagine that this is including her dreams and what she really wants to do and what she really enjoys. One of the things that happens that people struggle with is that their dreams are selfish and they only include like what would be good for themselves. Stop making selfish dreams. Your dreams and your visualizations should be something that includes the dreams and desires of the other person. You're going to struggle and have issues if your dreams are in direct contradiction to the dreams of the other person or not incorporating the dreams of the other person. If your dreams are big dreams that incorporate the desires that you have and the desires of the other person, you're more likely to have like this alignment and ease of everything coming in. If your idea is completely against what this person desires and wants, it's still possible, but it just requires way more energy. And I wouldn't suggest it. If you're in a relationship, there's a certain degree of compromise in dreams when you're planning together and you want this to be like a mutually beneficial dream. Well, strawberry shortcake, if you've already been talking about that stuff, then the universe is already giving you that stuff there. If you're getting it, you're having them show up. You're supposed to continue affirming the process. You don't stop the process. You're seeing things happening. Don't stop. Keep going. Oh, I saw him show up. He's here. I like seeing him. He's checking in on me. If you're saying things like that, you're not only referring to what's happened, but you're also projecting out what you want to happen even more. Okay, last thing. When you see those birds before land or get your manifestation, but not fully, is it a good thing? Because I got like partially, but not fully. Okay, you gotta listen to what I said a little bit earlier in the stream. When you get what is referred to as birds before land or something that is not the full manifestation, the thing you need to pay attention to is how does your vibration, your speech change because of that thing that you witnessed. That's why I gave you guys the example of the IC mat with one of my clients. She came and she was focusing on her SP, and she started, when she was doing the processes, she started noticing this guy's name show up everywhere. So when she talked to me, I had her specifically read out and notice that she was saying, I saw Matt. His name. She saw Matt. I saw Matt. She stopped saying the phrase, oh, I don't see him. Where's the movement on stuff? And she just started repeating, I saw Matt. Like I was walking around and I looked over here and I saw the name. I saw Matt. I saw Matt. I saw Matt. And she kept repeating it. So the thing that happened, the birds before land or the non-full manifestation shows up in your life so that your language changes. So when you see somebody check out your profile, one of the things that you can say is, oh, I saw him checking up on me. I saw him checking up on me. I love seeing when he checks up on me. Oh, that's so funny. I saw him. Why? Because people think about like the distinction. Oh, I saw him check out my story. There's no difference between whether you say I saw him check out my story or I saw him physically in person. The reason why those things happen is it gives you an opportunity to change your language, which if you didn't know, speech is vibration. It shifts your vibration to be in alignment with the ideal reality that you want. So we have smaller things that come in so that we change how we speak. And when you change how you speak and make it bigger, that's when the new thing becomes bigger and bigger and bigger in your experience. So because she kept repeating, I saw Matt. I saw Matt. I saw Matt. I see Matt. Like I see Matt everywhere. Everywhere I look, I see Matt. And then sure enough, drove into the Walmart less than 24 hours later, saw the guy in the parking lot. And this was after not seeing him for over a year. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bumps into this guy. And she's like, whoa. So Birds Before Land happens because it gives you the opportunity to shift your language truthfully. She could truthfully say the statement, I saw Matt. And because she started repeating it, it was building what is known as a belief. A belief is built through repetition. You repeat something until it becomes evident to your other senses, like your sense of sight and your sense of touch, which you first started off in language. That's why when you read the Bible, one of the first things they created is language. Let there be light. The first thing that had to exist was language, the actual speech that created everything. So before light or visible stuff, language must come first. Yes, you should do the Barbados assumption story. The assumption thing happens after you start doing the imaginal act. You assume that you're already there, and then you see yourself from that state, which meant that he saw himself in Barbados. He saw the world from Barbados. He was hanging out at his family's house in Barbados, and that's what he did when he was going to sleep. And he stopped speaking like he was in New York. And that's why Abdullah refused to talk to him about how he would get to Barbados, because he's like, you're already in the state. I can't talk to you about that. Yeah, imagining the end and thinking from it. You're putting out the state. It's Birds Before Land. The reason why you're getting mail related to baby stuff is because that's what you're thinking. And more than likely, it's part of your language. And if your language is changing, you're probably searching up different things, or you're ordering things that are different. So that's why that stuff is coming in the mail. I noticed breast milk was coming in, or I noticed baby milk was coming in. You put out the intention that you're pregnant, stuff is going to come up related to that. So your language starts to change. Because if you're pregnant, the stuff that you're going to talk about is, number one, you're going to talk about your feet. You're going to talk about your doctor's appointments. You're going to talk about how excited you are for the baby. You're going to talk about the baby names, baby registry, all those kinds of things. You're going to have those kinds of conversations. Naturally, before it happens, your language is going to start shifting and reflecting like you're already there. Anyway, that's it. That's a wrap. If you wanted to enter, that'll be the last of it. You can hit me up on Instagram. If anybody hits me up on Instagram at Ryan Hall TV, you can get entered into the giveaway. So you just have to send me a DM on at Ryan Hall TV, and I'll enter you in. You have about next 30 minutes because I'm going to be giving out the money. So next 30 minutes. At Ryan Hall TV, if you want to enter, or drop your Cash App inside of the chat here. Either way, I'll be posting to let you guys know who the winners are. Once I finish handling the stuff, I'll throw it onto the chat afterwards. By the way, just question. She said that if she goes to the United States, she probably won't come back. That's very sad. So I've been worried about the time situation. No, don't worry. Just be in the state of the wish fulfilled. If you're worried and trying to figure stuff out, go check out my unhinged video on the YouTube channel, and it'll help you out with like understanding circumstances really don't matter and all that kind of stuff. No problem. Thank you for showing up to the stream, everybody. Juliana, Not Wintero, Miss Strawberry Shortcake. You got my boy Daniel, Carla. Who else showed up for the stream? Elizabeth, Ego. Yeah, thank you all for joining me, and thank you all for showing up to any of the streams and all the stuff that I put together. I really do appreciate all of you guys. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Love you all. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I'll be posting a video sometime in the next few days. Bye, everybody.